if you don't mind, tips to success. I mean, probably you have tips for your own success. You've seen other people have different success tips. In general, can you share some tips that you've seen work for success on being able to stay strong?
As far as recovery goes, you know, like one of the things that I think that I've been lucky with is that I never forget where I came from. I've known people who had relapses and they told me that they forgot and they wanted to feel better, so they got high again, but they forgot about the consequences.
Got it.
I've never forgotten where I came from. I keep that close.
Yeah.
Like I said, I sold my shoes once. I don't forget that stuff. I don't forget, like, going to buy drugs, crying while I was going.
Right.
Because I didn't want to buy them, but I didn't know how not to. I don't forget that stuff.
Right.
So keeping that stuff close. Remember where you came from, because I don't want to go back there.
Yeah.
And then also being honest and having self-awareness. Like, knowing when I've done something wrong.
Yep.
And being able to admit it, and being able to sort of like step outside myself and look, and like I said about the drug dreams.
Yeah.
Like, just being aware of stuff like that, triggers.
Right.
Knowing that they're happening, and being honest with myself about it. Like, there's things like certain smells, certain times of the year that are triggers for me. Just, they remind me of things, and they give me feelings, and the feelings make me want to do things. And
right.
But I'm pretty aware of all that stuff now.
Got it.
And so that self-awareness is really important. And knowing that, as far as addiction goes, knowing that I don't have to use. I don't have to.
Right.
That's a hard thing to learn.
Got it. That makes sense. I mean, once you get to the point where you are, like you said, you're getting, as a photographer of extreme sport athletes, you get paid to go ski with these guys. You get paid to go ride mountain bikes with these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty amazing.
And that stuff would go away real quick if I started using again.
Exactly.
Like, it'd be gone in weeks probably. I'd be selling stuff.
Right.
I'd be selling stuff, and I wouldn't be fit, and I wouldn't want to go out, and like, it wouldn't take long at all.
Yes, that makes total sense. Okay, tips to keeping your mindset strong, or maybe just working on your mindset. We talk about mindset a lot on this show, whether it's an athlete who has to believe that they are the best when it's their turn to, in your case, let's say at the top of a the Olympics, that guy, one bit of doubt that creeps in his head as he launches off that mountain, representing the United States of America, is probably not the best way to do that Olympic race versus like, I am the greatest kind of a thought. Any mindset tips that you have? Well,
I mean, we were just sort of talking about that, but one thing with addiction is that a lot of people will talk about, like, stay strong, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ironically, that's not really the best approach. Like, we all, addicts, alcoholics, whatever, try to stop by being strong. Try to just like grit their teeth and be tough.
Yeah.
And that doesn't really work.
Got it.
What works is letting go, admitting who you are, admitting your problem, and letting outside help you.
Yes.
So, like, trying to be tough and strong is it's counterintuitive, but that's generally the wrong approach. At least in my experience, and most of the people I know, that's the wrong approach.
Right.
So allowing yourself to admit that you're an addict and that you're weak in that area.
Yeah.
Being tough is when you know you're weak in that area. Trying to be tougher,
right?
It's not going to work.
Right.
And then again, like, remembering who I am, remembering where I came from, and not thinking like, oh, it's okay for me to have a beer, it'll be all right. I watched a friend die because he started thinking it was okay to drink again, and then a little while later I got a phone call that he'd overdosed.
Oh no.
So yeah.
Yes.
Honesty is one of the biggest things. Being honest with yourself.
Got it. Sorry to hear that. Right, friend. Yeah.
Comes with the territory.
Yeah. Do you find yourself studying books on mindset at all, or listening to mindset speakers or anything like that?
No, that's not really my style.
Okay.
I'm sort of an obsessive person. I was obsessed with drugs. Now I'm obsessed with photography and my two activities, skiing and mountain biking, and so I don't know if it's everything that's a blessing is a curse too, in a way, right?
Yeah.
So I'm obsessed, and as far as mindset goes, like periodically I'll have to remind myself to stay focused. But again, I have some self-awareness, so I'm not looking for outside help with that stuff.
Sure.
I have to remind myself to stay focused. And occasionally I'll get lazy, just want to watch TV, and then I'll start to feel bad, and I'll realize, if I go take some pictures, if I go for a bike ride and take some pictures, I'll feel better.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just blessed with
knowing what works for you.
And being obsessed. Like, I'm very focused on a very few things, and I know people who aren't that way.
Yeah.
But I am, like, I just keep going back to the same things and don't quit.
That's great. No, that's perfect. It reminds me, I was chatting with a gentleman once who hated his 9 to 5, and so he was asking me how to get involved. Yeah, he's like, Yoshi, I hate my 9 to 5. I've been at that company for like 18 years. My dream would be to do something else. And so he was asking me about real estate, because he sees that I have a lot more flexibility in my schedule than him. I don't have to go punch in necessarily. And I asked him, I said, if you could have your dream job, you're asking me about real estate, but you don't even know if you like real estate. If you could have your dream job, what would it be? And it blew my mind because he had no idea. He goes, I've never thought about that.
Yeah.
I've always been in my job. I've never thought what a dream job would look like. And so it is a blessing for you to kind of just know what's working for you and have that clarity. Is where I guess I'm going with all that.
Yeah. I've had all kinds of jobs, and I've done all kinds of things, lived all kinds of places, but consistently through all that time, I've wanted to take pictures.
Yeah.
I ended up mountain biking and skiing and taking pictures of those things because I generally end up taking pictures of what I'm doing.
Right.
But yeah, even when I had jobs that I hated, I was doing photography at the same time. There was a short period when I sold off all my camera gear to buy drugs.
Yeah.
And I didn't take any pictures.
Right.
But I'm lucky. I'm obsessed with photography.
That's awesome.
I know photographers who, if they aren't getting paid, won't carry a camera with them.
Yeah.
Won't ski with a camera. Won't ride with a camera. Just have the phone.
Right.
That's not me.
Yeah.
I'm always skiing, always riding with the camera.
Right.
I have to do it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wonderful. Excellent. Well, John, we are at the end of our show. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you.
Thank you for inviting me. This was good. I like to be able to share my experience.
Absolutely. We are a show about success stories. When I read on Facebook your success story, I said, there are a lot of people out there who could probably use this message, and it's an amazing success story. And so I was very excited to have you come in, so thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, you've been listening to K-Talk Radio 1640. This is the show, Utah Home Sweet Home. I hope everybody has a spectacular rest of the day. Okay, before we part ways, in case you have a dog or know someone else who does have a dog, I wanted to take a quick second to show you the Snap Leash. The Snap Leash can literally do so many things, and I'm going to share with you one of the many cool things that it can do. As you can see, the Snap Leash is designed with 2 swivel hooks, one on each end. This end has a cushion stitched into it to make it comfortable when walking your dog. Now, all you have to do is take this swivel hook, put it into this very first grommet, and now you've got your handle. Okay, so now let's imagine you're at the park and you want to secure your pet quickly, safely, and easily to a park bench, a tree, or a pole because you just want to sit down and relax. Well, all you need to do is take this swivel hook, remove it from the very first grommet, wrap this leash around any size tree or pole or park bench, and put it into the appropriate grommet, and now you have secured your pet quickly, safely, and easily. And when it's time to head home, another great feature about the snap leash is you can simply wrap it around your waist for hands-free walking. Lastly, if you ever accidentally forget your waist bags at home, these grommets make a great place to fasten the waist bags so you never leave home without them. And if you want to see all of the other cool things that the snap leash can do, then please just click on the link below and find out why so many others are falling in love with the snap leash.